everybody. Let me bring my iPad up so I can watch the comments as you come on. Be sure you say hello. And let me find it here. All right. And it looks like I need to turn my camera around. I never know which direction to point it. Hold on a second. And then we need to reposition a little bit. Alright, it's not too bad. We're a little bit crooked. I got a delay on my iPad, so I'm waiting for it to catch up to me. It looks like I went the wrong direction. Be sure you say hello when you come on. Alright, that looks pretty good, I think. And I guess I could have it over a little bit. Well, I'm always going the wrong direction here. Let's go back the other way. Okay. I think we'll leave it well enough alone. I think that's good. Alright, looks like my lighting looks okay. Okay, I want to welcome you here today. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. And today's date is January 18th, 2023. And the name of my Facebook page is Creating Cards with Debbie. And if you want to shop any of the items that I'm showing today, you can go to my store, which is www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net, and use the January host code, which is XSTMPTG3. And that's also in the description of the video. So if you miss it, you can catch it there. If you want to email me, it's creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com for any questions that you may have. All right, I don't like how crooked this looks. Let me see if I can't get it positioned a little bit better. I'm always going the wrong direction. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more that way. Let's try that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Okay, let's go through our housekeeping things, and then we can get started with our cards that we have today. Okay, my papers are a mess here. Okay, so Paper Pumpkin, which I've got that link in the description of the video if you want to sign up for Paper Pumpkin. And the February Paper Pumpkin Kit is Sunshine and Smiles, and subscribe by February 10th. It says Leap for Joy with our special peek through cards. And it also has an add-on that you can add on the dies, which are these dies right here. And that's $6. You can get those extra. So the item number for that is 162486. And Sunshine and Smiles Paper Pumpkin Kit. It can brighten someone's day with a card from this kit. It says, jump for joy, get everything you need to make unique and radiant cards. This month's kit includes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with special peek-through windows, 9 coordinating envelopes, 1 Mango Melody Stampin' Spot, and 1 photopolymer stamp set. And so it looks like it's going to be a cute one. You can kind of see some ideas here. Okay, let me sort out my things here. Okay, so with your paper pumpkin, we've also got celebration going on right now. And you can earn free products with your paper pumpkin subscriptions. We've got a 3-month prepaid subscription, which will give you 1 celebration item. And then we have a 6-month prepaid subscription where you get 2 celebration items. And on a 12-month prepaid subscription, you get 4 celebration items. So if you have any questions on any of this, just reach out to me and I'll be happy to explain anything that you might be puzzled about. Okay, and like I said, shop for free celebration products, and that can be any products that are out of our mini catalog or out of our annual catalog. So as long as it comes to $50 for the level 1s or $100 for your level 2 products. And also, we've got a special going on to join my team or to get your starter kit. And what that is it doesn't necessarily mean that you be doing what I do with the making it a business. You can use it just as supporting yourself to get your Stampin' Up supplies. So, wait a second. Can't bring this up. All right, we're going to skip that. I have a new iPad, or laptop I was going to bring up here, but I think I'll leave well enough alone. Modern technology some days can throw you all off keister. So, hi Jackie, hi Sharon, glad you made it. Okay, so to join, it's a 99, or let me start over. We're running a promotion this month during celebration, so you have until February 28th to join. And with that, you would pay, if you wanted to do with option 1, you could get the exclusive blue mini machine. And it's this here. It's our new die cutting machine that's in one of our new colors that's coming out in our new in colors this year. And it's called Boho Blue. And I guess it's a little boy. It's blue. And it's just like our little white one, but it's blue. It does everything that our baby boss does. You'll get all the plates and everything that you need to get started with that. And what that is, you get the baby blue, or the Boho Blue mini machine for $129, but you get to pick out $175 worth of products. And then we have option 2, which you would get the white machine. And that's also, you get that free, and then you get to pick out $175 worth of products, but you only pay $129. And that's free shipping on that too, so you wouldn't pay for shipping. And then we have option 3, where you can pay the $99 for your starter kit, and you can choose $175 worth of products. So, very good time to do this. So, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'd love to have you on my team. And, okay, and then I think that's all the housekeeping notes I need to go over. So I'm kind of putting things away here so they're out of my way. And we're going to do 3 cards today. And we're going to start out with this little card right here. I'm trying to see my comments here. The sound is great? Okay, good. I don't know what was going on a couple of weeks ago. I know some other demonstrators were having the same problem with a lot of noise on their audio, on their video. So I'm thinking it might have been just an internet thing or something. So who knows? But is my lighting okay and everything? I think so. So here's our first card. It says, "There's no one better than you." And then here's the inside. It says, "I love that we are friends." And I kind of did a little different setup on the inside. I did a smaller basic white and then a strip of designer series paper there. Just something different. So let's go ahead and get our things out to get started with that. And we're going to be using, let me get everything out here, the Friendly Gnomes stamp set and the dies, gnome dies. You can get that as a bundle. And we're also going to use the Country Bouquet stamp set. We're going to be using just the sentiment out of there that says, I love that we are friends. So, two good sets here. I'm going to put out all my papers there with the least amount of crinkling, hopefully. Hope everybody's doing good today. We had some storms this morning, but I think the bad stuff kind of went around us, so we lucked out there. Okay, we're going to start out with our card base, which measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches. Then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to burnish that really good with our bone folder. Give it a good edge. And we'll set that aside. And then we've got our Designer Series paper, which comes from, this is the Regency Park 6x6 Designer Series paper. And it's 48 sheets double-sided, and here's all the designs. I put all mine on a sheet, and then I can have more of a visual that way instead of going through the whole pack. So, alright. So here's one of those sheets. It's got the polka dotted on the back, and then it's got the flowers on the other side. And this measures 4 1/8 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And then I've got the stripe paper, which is another pattern that measures 4 1/8 inches wide by 1 1/4 inch. And that's going to go on to the front of our card. And I'm thinking I can go ahead and glue those down. So I'm going to use my Tombow glue, my liquid glue, attach those, and I already got glue on my work surface, of course. And I'm just going to leave a small border going around the 3 sides there, and I'm going to leave a space at the bottom to put the striped paper. Words are hard today. I feel like I'm stumbling with my words, so I apologize for that. I was being frustrated this morning trying to get things going, I guess. I got a new Mac laptop, so I'm trying to figure that all out. It's really different from the Windows that I've been used to all these years. So, but I think once I learn it, I'm going to like it. It's just getting used to it. All right, so we're going to use our baby boho blue machine this afternoon, and we're going to take this balmy blue cardstock, which measures 1 1/2 inches by 4 1/8 inches. And first we're going to stamp our sentiment on there, and then we're going to emboss it. So bring all of our stamps over here. And we're going to stamp, there's no one better than you. Yeah, making sure I got the right stamp here. And I'm going to use our black Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp that off to the right side of our balmy blue. And I should have had my piercing mat underneath it because I'm using photopolymer, but we're going to hope for the best. And that looks pretty good. All right, we're going to put that lid on that ink pad so we don't have an accident here. And so on your plates, it says which one to use for a 3D folder. So this one is for the 3D, and then I want to use a number 4 plate and a number 1 plate. So let me go back here and find our number 1. There it is. And our embossing folder that we're using comes from the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders, and I'm going to use the Splatters one. So let me put to put those between our two. I guess we put number 1 on the bottom. I didn't know if there's a difference. Yeah. Okay, so we'll bring our baby blue over here. And, well, I think I got this right. It's that 3D. And a 4 and a 1. Okay. There we go. Just had to get it started right. Alright, so I'll set her over here, set him over there. And I'm going to take our embossed layer, and we're going to attach that across the seam at the bottom using our liquid glue again. I think my glue bottle might be getting towards the end. I need to shake it every so often, so it's about time to open a new one, I guess. And I'm going to put that up a ways, just to cover that seam. Alright, we're going to set that aside for a moment. We're going to work on our other things here. And alright, let me bring my... What did I do with my mat? There it is. I just take my piercing mat and I just cover it with some scrap papers that I have that I hadn't used. It keeps my surface of it clean. Alright, so we're going to cut these circles out of the... I'm not prepared here today for some reason. The layering circle dies, and I used just the circle and then the scalloped circle. And the scalloped circle I cut out night and navy, and then the regular circle is just out of the basic white cardstock. So set those over there. So I'm going to stamp our mushroom onto our little circle, which is right here. And I'm going to use our black memento ink again. And I'm going to make sure I got it covered good. And then we're going to stamp that right in the center of our circle. Okay, and I might also do the rest of my stamping while I'm at it. We're going to need to stamp a little squirrel and the bird. So let's get those out of here. Here's the squirrel. And I've just got a scrap of white paper here. I don't need a real big piece because they're small. So we're going to stamp the squirrel there. And our little bird. Alright, there's no dies for the squirrel and the bird, but they're not that hard to fussy cut, so we're going to go ahead and get our blends, and we're going to start coloring. So I've got quite an assortment here, so I'm going to name them as I go, I think, instead of naming them all at one time. Set those aside, and I'm going to just tear this off and color it. So let's start out with our mushroom. Quite a combination of blends here. I think I used all of these, or is it 2 cards that I'm got piled up in here? I'm not sure. So we're going to start out with our Calypso Coral, and I've got the light and the dark. So I'm going to start with the dark Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to do a little shading on our mushroom house. And just kind of go around the edges just to shade it a little bit. And I'll come back in with the light Calypso Coral. And blend those a little bit. It's really darker than the light and the dark really have a lot of contrast here. So let me get the brush end and maybe I can get it to darken up a little bit. And well, it might be that it's needing a new light one. There, it's going a little bit better. All right. And then we're going to do I'm going to do the dark pumpkin pie for the bottom side of the mushroom house and the little spots that are on there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the house stem, light soft suede. Did I have this colored before? No, I didn't. I thought I had done it ahead of time, but I didn't. So we'll just color this one. I know it's like watching paint dry sometimes when you're watching somebody color. Alright, and then I'm going to come back in with the dark. This is a bronze, okay. Alright, it's right here. And we're going to do some shading. And I'm just doing where the marks are from the stamp, just to give it a little bit of shading. Alright. And then I have Daffodil Delight, dark, and I'm going to do the window. It's got sunshine. And some Night of Navy. That was balmy blue. Okay, I'm using the dark Night of Navy to do the windowsill thing there, the window ledge, and the door. And I have bronze here. Is going to be the doorknob is bronze. And I want to use the dark balmy blue to do the door frame. And dark Daffodil Delight to do the flowers. Okay, went all the lines there, but that's okay. And then I'm using Granny Apple Green. No, it's Parakeet Party. I'm using the light and the dark. Parakeet Party. I'm going to do the dark just to do the stems a little bit, just that one little spot there, and then I'm going to color in the rest of them. Oops. I colored those yellow for some reason. And outline the stem a little bit. And then I'm going to do the grass a little bit too. And I'm going to use the light soft suede to color the rocks. Well, I forgot one there. We're just going to color that soft suede. Alright, and I'm going to come back in with the light parakeet party again, and I'm going to color in the ground here a little bit. Alright, now we can glue that to our scalloped edge. Okay. All these in here. Bring out our glue again. And we'll glue that down to our scalloped edge. Our scallop circle. And slide that over a little bit. There we go. And we're going to put that on dimensionals. And I need to grab a new sheet of dimensionals here. There's one I can finish up. Alright, we're going to set that at the top portion of our card. And let me get my Take Your Pick tool so I can pop off those dimensional backings. And we'll attach this to the center upper portion of our card. And I've already colored the rest of our things here. We've got the squirrel. I've already colored the squirrel and the bird and also the little girl. So it kind of saves a little time here. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of the girl. And I'm going to put one more right there to support her. And then on the back of the squirrel, just one. And the bird I'm not going to put on dimensionals. I'm going to place her up on top of the circle here with just glue on the one side of her body, and that should hold her fine. And just kind of standing on the mushroom house. There we go. So let's Take Your Pick tool. And we've colored the gnome girl already, and we'll place her right at this edge. And then our little squirrel is going to sit down beside her. And oops, I'm going to cover up my words there. I need to move him over a little bit. Well, he's still, there we go. And then I've got some sequins that we're going to add. And these you get 2 sheets of sequins. You've got the larger ones and then the smaller ones, and there is 300 total, so you get a lot of sequins in this package. And that's in our new mini catalog. So let me get our sequins out here, and I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to do one in the center of that one flower right there. And probably another one right there. I always do odd numbers. I usually do in 3s usually. And we're going to place another one on top of this flower right there. So we've got 3 going on. Alright, and now we're going to work on our inside of our card. And let me get the dimensions on this. This is our basic white. And that measures 3 inches by 4 inches. And then I have another strip of the Designer Series paper that is 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and do our stamping on here first before I start gluing anything down. And get these out of my way. Whoops. Things are falling. And we're going to use our sentiment that says, I love that we are friends. And that comes out of our bouquet stamp set. And trying to find out where it went to. There it is. And it says, I love that we are friends. And we're going to stamp that up on the upper left corner. And then we're going to stamp our flowers down in the bottom right corner. Alright, close this up. And we're going to go ahead and color our flowers. I want that parakeet party again. And let's see, I'll do through these. Everything's on the bottom that I want. And the bronze. So the bronze parakeet party and the dark daffodil delight. Alright, so we'll start with our flowers. We're going to do the Daffodil Delight Dark. And Cookie's snoring. I don't know if you can hear her. I guess my Facebook Lives must put her to sleep because she's always taking her nap when I'm doing my lives. Alright, and then we're going to do the bronze for our center of our flowers. And then we're going to start with our dark parakeet party. And we'll do these little lines that are in our leaves. And the stems. And then we'll use the light parakeet party to fill in the rest of the leaves. Alright, so now we're ready to attach that to our card interior. And first I'm going to lay down that strip off to the left side here. And it doesn't go the full length, so don't let that puzzle you. I just wanted to do something a little different instead of just the basic white 4 by 5 1/4 inch. So it doesn't hurt to be different sometimes. And then we're going to attach that centered on there. Alright, so that's our inside of our card. So here's the outside. There's no one better than you. And then our inside, which says, I love that we are friends. So that's our first card. Alright. And I don't think I missed anything on that. So let's go to our second card. Let me clean this up here a little bit first to get it out of my way. And put that in there, and that's there. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll throw that on the floor. Okay, so for our next card, we're using the Country Floral Lane Designer Series paper. And we're using the Country Bouquet stamp set. And the Stylish Shades dies. We're going to be using this circle here. Get ingredients out here. And I've got some small pieces in here, so hopefully I don't lose them in the process of doing this. And so be sure you like and share the video. That increases my viewers. I'd appreciate that. Okay. And we're also, this comes as a bundle. It's got the punch. It'll punch out these hearts here. And we're going to be using that today, plus the stamp set. So, here's our card that we're doing. And I guess my bow got kind of squished when I was having the package. It says, just wanted to say, and on the inside it says, I love that we are friends. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a Valentine's card. It could be just to a friend. So we've got Valentine's Day coming up here, but it could be for any occasion, a thinking of you card or anything. Alright, so let me get all of our bits and pieces going here. I'm starting out with a thick basic white cardstock, which is our card base. And that's 4 4/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And we're going to go ahead and fold that and burnish the edge. And have something on there. And use our bone folder to give it a good crisp edge. We'll set that aside. And then I've got 2 of those Designer Series paper. I've got the Balmy Blue with the hearts. And that measures 4 3/16 inches by 5 7/16 inches. And then I've got the bicycle paper, which is 4 1/8 inches by 3 1/8 inches. And we're going to go ahead and start gluing our papers down here. So we'll start with this larger Balmy Blue with the hearts. And it's going to cover almost our whole card front, so that's why I had the weird dimensions of the 3/16 and all that. So we don't usually use those numbers, so it's a little different. Alright, so it just gives you a real tiny white edge. Barely see it. And then we've got the bicycle one. And I love this paper. Even the back sides I like. So it's got the little diagonal stripes on the back of this one. And we're just going to place that over the center of that first layer. And then I've got some other ones here. I've got, this comes from the, I guess I didn't have that one out yet. Oops, they're all my papers. Let me get this one out first. I can show you. It's the gingham. Is it Country Gingham? Yeah, Country Gingham. And I've got a sample sheet here for that too. It's this one here. It's got all the ginghams. So it's got Balmy Blue, Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, and Sweet Sorbet are the colors to it. So I'm going to use this strip, which measures 5 inches by 1 inch. And then I've got a, where's my blue one at? I am missing one. No, don't tell me that. I thought I had them all out here. I'm guessing I don't then. Okay, we need to cut another piece of paper here. And let me get that out here. It'll be this pattern here. We need to cut that down. And it will be 5 inches by 1/2 inch. So let's go with a 1/2 inch. And did I say 5 inches? Yeah, a little smidge off of there. Okay, I thought I had it already in my package, but maybe it fell or something, I don't know. But that was not that hard to do. So we're going to attach this to the top of our red gingham. I'm going to bring out my silicone mat so I don't get ink or glue all over the place. And all my things were sticking to it. So I'm going to glue this blue layer onto the red layer at the right side of that. If my glue cooperates, I will. And I'm going to put it right up against that right edge. And let me turn it over and make sure it's lined up right. And you just scooch it just a tiny bit. It's a good thing about the liquid glue, you got time to move it. So, okay, I think that one was a little bit longer, so we're going to trim that off. Well, now I misplaced my scissors. There they are. I'm just going to snip that little edge off. And then I'm going to grab my Banner's Pick-a Punch. And it's got 2 edges to it. It's got the pointy edge and then it's got the indented edge. And we're going to use this edge to snip off the bottom a little bit. And I'm going to turn it over and make sure it's in there right. And we're just going to give that a chop just to give it the arrow effect. And then we're going to glue that down to our card front. And I'm just going to place it down. I'm going to match it up to the top of that designer series paper at the top. Put that in the trash. Alright, we're going to set that aside for a moment. Set that aside. And okay, so here's our designer series paper, and it matches right up with our stamp, our punch here. So we're just going to punch that out. And make sure I've got it all even all the way around. Okay, so there's our leaves and there's our other little heart. And then I've got the circle that's cut out of the basic white. And I just fussy cut the bicycle out. So that's going to go on dimensionals and go on top of our circle. And get those backings off of our dimensionals. And then we're going to place that right in the center of our circle. And I'm not placing more dimensionals on this. I'm just going to glue it down flat to our card. I don't want to give it a lot of bulk. The mailman doesn't like when you do that, so. And we're going to just kind of glue this right at the upper left-hand corner of our card. And then we're going to place our heart up on dimensionals. I'm going to get my take your pick tool here to get these off. Make it a little easier on myself. partial one at the bottom. And then I'm going to glue my leaves onto the bottom of the heart. So what I'm going to do is run some glue just on the edges of the bottom of my heart to grab those leaves. And decide how I want them. So I think I'll put one right there. Oops, stay there. And another one over here on the other side. It kind of makes it look like a flower then. All right. And I think I want to move that down a little bit there. So now we're going to take our dimensionals off the backs of the heart and attach that to our card front. And we're going to place them down here in this corner. And this little heart we're just going to glue on top of that. I've got glue on my fingers, so I'm sticking to the paper here. And just kind of put them at an angle. And I think I want to scooch them over just a little bit. All right. Get some glue on my fingers here. All right. And, oh, there's that designer series. Well, that's for the inside. Never mind. I thought I found my sheet of designer series paper that I lost. And I already stamped our sentiment onto our basic white, and then I die cut it out using well, is it the layering circles? No, I used, okay, they're hiding underneath here. No? Where'd I put them? It's one that says shapes and something. Oh, here it is. Sally Shapes and Dies. And I used this little banner here to cut it out with already. So I'm going to just snip off the one end because I wanted a straight edge. And it'll fit right on top of our card at the bottom portion. And I'm going to just leave a little space at the bottom. All right. And then I've got some red rhinestone basic jewels we're going to place on our card. Give it a little bit of bloom. And I'm going to get my putty into my Take Your Pick tool to get those off. And I was going to put two up here at the top of our circle. And the other one I'm going to put on top of our heart. So just like that. Okay, so let's work on the, whoops, we forgot the bow. The bow comes from, where did I put my bow, my ribbon? This is one of our new ribbons. It's, let me see. I thought I had this spool out here, but I'm not seeing it. I'm going to look in our mini catalog here, find it. One of our new ones. It's the, okay, Balmy Blue and White variegated ribbon, which is on page 23. It's right here. And you get 10 yards for $9. It's kind of pretty because it's got the white and the blue mixed. The blue on one side and the white on the other side. So I don't know if you can tell on the camera that well. It's really pretty. So I'm going to take a mini glue dot to attach that to our card. Thank you, Becky. Glad you're here today. How's your weather today? We had some stormy weather this morning, and it's still pretty cloudy out there yet. But I think the worst has gone over us already, so hopefully, I know we had a tornado watch until, I think it was 1 o'clock, unless they've extended it, I hadn't heard. Okay, so I already put our bow, tied our bow already, so we're just going to attach that to our card. And I think I'm going to move that down a little bit because I don't want it sticking over my card too much. There we go. And then we'll trim the tails. And I like to cut my tail for my bows at an angle. No particular reason, just I like the way that looks. Alright, so let's do the inside of our card. Move some things out of the way here. And I'm going to stamp our hearts. And love that we are friends. Again, okay. So I'm going to stamp our sentiment first. Kind of in the center. And I think I did. My hearts are I'm using Sweet Sorbet for our hearts. Let me cover up this black memento. Set that aside. I'm going to use the big heart. It's just the outline of the heart. And I'm going to put that at the top left. And then we have the two little ones, two little hearts. And I'm going to stamp those at the bottom of to the bottom right of our sentiment. Close up our ink pad. And then I have a little strip of our balmy blue hearts, and I'm going to put that at the bottom. And that measures 4 1/4 inches by 1/2 inch. And I'm going to place that along the bottom. I'm going to leave a little white border at the bottom of it. And I always cut my paper a little longer, so I'll just turn it over and trim that off. It's better to have too much than not enough. So, easy fix. And still getting glue all over my fingers here. Okay, so here's our first card. Just wanted to say, I love that we are friends. Alright, so that's our second card. And let me get things out of the way, and we'll go on to our third card. Our third card is going to be a sympathy card. We don't like having to send those, but it's always good to have some on hand ahead of time. So at the moment you don't have to struggle and hurry to make one. So let's put this pushed aside and bring our card out. So here's our card. And I'm using the stamp sets. I got 2 here. I'm going to use out of each one. So we've got Peaceful Moments. We're going to be using With Deepest Sympathy as our sentiment. And then on the inside, we're going to use You Are in My Prayers and this little dove that comes from Hope and Prayer stamp set. Alright. And the paper that we're using comes from the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. And the paper that I'm using for the front, it comes in a sheet like this, but you just cut out the little floral oval, and you can use, just put a sentiment in, and it's really easy just to have a card already. So that's what we're doing with that. And we're starting out with our card base is going to be our Evening Evergreen cardstock. And that's measuring 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to burnish that edge. And then we have a soft succulent cardstock, which measures, I need to get my instructions out here, what to do with them. It measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And then our Designer Series paper measures 3 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So we're going to go ahead and do our stamping first, and then we'll start attaching everything. So I'm back to using a black memento ink. And we've got You Are in My Prayers will go on the inside, and then the Dove will go on the inside. And then our sentiment goes on here, with deepest sympathy. So we'll ink that up really good. And we're going to stamp that right kind of mid-center. Just kind of place it between your flowers. Right there. Alright, I'll leave that out. Hopefully I won't get into trouble here. And we're going to start gluing our layers down. We're going to glue our Designer Series paper onto the soft succulent. And here's the other side of it. It's pretty too. It's kind of like a whitewash of colors. So we'll attach that to our soft succulent, keeping the border going around it. And then we'll put some glue on this, attached to our card base. Okay, make sure I've got everything going the right direction. We don't have upside downs going on. I'm going to have a kind of a larger border going around this than I normally do. So it's going to show more of the card base than I normally have on my cards. So it's a little bit different. Alright, so there's our front of our card, and we're going to add a little bling. We're going to put these brushed brass butterflies onto the card. I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to grab a large butterfly, and we're going to place that one right there, and then we'll do 2 small ones, and one right there, and another one down here. Alright, so that's our card front. It's just kind of real simple, not too much bling to it. So, and then we're going to do the inside, and we've got a basic white that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and we're going to stamp our You Are in My Prayers sentiment. We're going to stamp that right in the center. And we'll come in with our dove. And where did I put him? Did I put him at the top? I think I did. Yeah. I'm going to change that. I used our basic gray ink pad to do that with, so I'm going to change that out. So let me clean my stamp. And I'm using our Simply Chamois. I think I'm going to change out the color ink of the sentiment too. Let me change that. I think I did it in Evening Evergreen on my original, so let's stick to the plan here. So we've got Evening Evergreen, and our gray is our Smoky Slate for the dove. So let me turn our paper over. We got 2 sides to every paper, so slap our stamp to make sure it's dry. I'll come back in with our Evening Evergreen ink. We're going to stamp that. Yeah, I like that better. And we'll do our dove using the smoky slate. All right, I like that better than the harsh black. Close up some of these ink pads so we don't have an accident happening. And cover our black memento. All right. So now we can attach that to the inside of our card. And it's my husband's birthday today, so we're going to go out and have an early dinner when I'm done here. So you might not want me to tell you how old he is, but he's older than I am, put it that way. All right, so there's the inside of our card, and the outside it says with deepest sympathy. And then on the inside it says with deepest, oops, and look what I did. I stamped the wrong one. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we're going to take another piece of white paper and we're going to do this right. Well, there's no mistakes in card making. It's just an opportunity to come up with another idea. So, all right, let's try this again. It was supposed to be "You're in my prayers." And this is a quick fix. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. You're in my prayers. And then we've got to stamp our dove again. We're just going to have an extra layer of on the inside. It'll make it so it won't bend very easy. More stable. All right. All better. I don't believe I did that. Did I do that again? No. I had to check there. I thought I did it all over again. Same mistake. All good. All better. Like we used to say at our classes, it'll be okay. I miss our in-home classes that we used to have. With COVID and everything that had happened, we kind of got out of the loop of it, so we need to get back with it again. All right, so here's our card after I flubbed it up. With deepest sympathy, you're in my prayers. All right, let's bring our cards back out here. And we only need one. Hoping it shows pretty good on the camera with all three here. I think it might. All right, so there's our cards that we did today. I hope you enjoyed them. Oh, it's rainy and cloudy where you are too, Becky? Yeah, it's still cloudy here. And I think it's still trying to rain a little bit. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the cards today. And be sure that you like and share the video with your friends and family. And I'll be loading it onto YouTube later today. It probably won't be till this evening because we're going to go out here in a little bit. And so next week will be January 25th. And I'm going to say that we're still on for 1 o'clock next week. We've got a family member that isn't doing very well, so we may have to make another trip to Texas here, but we don't really know when. So if it does that we have to leave, I'll go ahead and reschedule. So I want to thank you for being here with us today. I hope you like the cards and that you're able to get some card making in today. If it's a rainy day, it's a good day to do it. All right, so until next week, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for being here. Y'all have a good rest of the week.